Hector Jobate won the third season of the Gouda Ultimate Search. His resilient spirit stood him out from the crowd.
The reality star, who was recently murdered, was popular for his charisma. Jokelejedu tells us more about his exploits.
2006 was a good year for reality star Hector Jobate. An entrance into popular reality TV show Gouda Ultimate Search provided an opportunity for him to showcase not just his charisma, but his physical and mental capacity. 27-year-old Hector struggled with 11 other contestants enduring the jungles in the Nigerian Institute of Oil Palms Research, NIFO, in Edo State. For the 2006 edition of the series, Hector displayed his culinary skills and team spirit, solving the daily tasks given to the contestants. For 22 days, he joined other contestants to search for the brewmaster's secret. Hector battled against nature and endured strong tides. He swam the murky waters of NIFO in search of the missing treasure that would later bring him fame and fortune. Finally, luck smiled on Hector, leading him to the lost treasure. He won a cash prize of 5 million naira and a Ford Explorer SUV. Jokelejedu, TVC News, Lagos.
A winner there, but unfortunately his life's been cut short.
Absolutely.
Really sad one. And it raises the question of how much life is worth in Nigeria. A car, a mobile phone, or 7,000 naira.
Well, that's how much a suspect got for his role in the unfortunate assassination of the 2006 Gouda Ultimate Search winner, Hector Jobate.
Now, the suspect claimed he made 7,000 naira for the sale of the phone stolen from Hector at his residence.
In my last press briefing, I announced the arrest of some suspects in connection with the murder of Hector Jobate, the GOS 2006 winner. I'm also pleased to announce to you that after weeks of extensive manhunt, the principal suspect, one Ismail Adeyemi, who pulled the trigger that killed the victim, has been arrested and he has confessed to the crime.
I was not the one that killed him. It was KK that pulled the trigger on him and his dad. And I asked him why. He didn't answer me. Instead, he said he would shoot me too. KK is a member of the gang. I got to know him through a third member of our group, who was an ex-colleague at Papa.
It's always typical where you have, people like this paraded and they try to wriggle out of it. Well, the fact is a young man's life has been cut short. Richard Amoa, thank you so much for joining us. Richard, of course, is a security analyst and expert. Now, when you hear statements, like this, and
honestly,
what is human life really worth in this country?
So sad. But before I say anything, let me just say kudos to Lagos State Command Police, especially the CP.
Yes.
He's really doing a great job. Normally, we think that this kind of guy would have just go and undetected based on how Hector was killed. But coming back to your question, I think even as I'm just listening, goosebumps were just all over my body. Human life in Nigeria is zero to these criminals. Like he just said, the guy that pulled the trigger, a happy trigger guy. Again, maybe he's on drug, maybe he's high or something. And that's why sometimes you see a young man, you and I, a lot of people who have sweated, who have worked so hard, and we cannot just enjoy the little money we have made freely. So now, I really don't know how to say it in Nigeria here, that what is the meaning of life to some people, which is very, very sad. Because the more we value life, I know in some other clime, before you kill, it's going to take you time. Maybe the guy is resisting or there is a fight. But if it's just to snatch a car or to collect a mobile phone, let the guy go.
Absolutely.
Look at the professor that was killed too in Benin.
In Benin, yes.
Just the same thing.
And then the priests in Lagos is here as well.
No,
Yeah.
it's just everywhere. Again, I tell people, so when many people say sometimes it's because of the economy, it's because there's no job, I say no, it's beyond this. Something is wrong somewhere.
Well, Richard, let me...
Yes, of course, Ikechukwu, we'll have to take a break.
Okay.
When we come back, then you can, ask that question, and we'll delve even more into this. Stay with us.
All right, you're welcome back. Of course, it's still TVC Breakfast, and we are looking at the killing of the 2006 Gulda Ultimate Search winner, Jobate.
Yes.
Well, and we have in the studio here security expert Richard Amoa is still here with us. Richard, well, it's surprising really, and it is disturbing. But let me ask, how did we, get to this point where people kill indiscriminately for very shabby reasons?
Like I said earlier, I think for my own personal research or my own, what I've done over time, I think this issue of drug, this issue of people taking, not knowing what they are doing at some time, the drug is everywhere, whether you like it or not, whether you want to accept it, it's there. Those criminals, sometimes they don't go out there to rob without being high. And that's why sometimes you see Nigeria praying that even though we are going to meet this kind of bad people, let people with conscience. So I tell you that no criminal out there has a conscience. But you pray that, okay, when they come, let them take whatever they want to take and go. Like we always advise people when it comes to security that when you are going to be robbed, don't look at their face. Just give them what they want. Let them go, because there is life. You can always walk and get it back. But the truth of the matter is that look at the number of youths today out there who are unemployed, who are not doing anything. I tell you, wake up in the morning, 7 a.m., drive out of your street. Look at the number of people out there who are just doing nothing. And again, look at the system. You see, whether we like it or not, Nigeria is a country where people think that when you have money, that's when you've arrived.
Sorry, but earlier you said you don't think it's because there are no jobs that people are getting into.
Yes, I said that. When you put it in percentage, it's not because of that. But when you look at it in terms of security, in terms of insecurity, one thing that causes that again is unemployment. And when people, you see, what I said about, I'm talking about killing.
Yes.
Unemployment can make you go and steal and other stuff, but that issue of killing is becoming so rampant. Taking life. Okay, like, how on earth you a ritual killer, you take a 8 or 10-year-old child, you dismantle the body, and you sold it at maybe at how much? They give you 10,000 naira or 5,000. What does that mean? Is that, tell me, growing up, I remember, I keep saying this, growing up at 17, coming to Lagos, when my father said, Richard, there's no money to go to university, but to go and labor. I remember at 17, 18, going to a site to carry blocks to form my own school. Wow. My friends who are listening to me, they know that. How many young boys today really want to go out there and say, okay, let me get my hand dirty and follow the process? People don't want to follow process anymore because they feel that the money is just here and there. And I keep saying it until we go back to family values. See, security starts from home. I will let everybody who want. Security is not exclusive of government alone. Yes. Or of police. Police can only do their own. But family, needs to start talking. If, for example, in primary school, when we're in primary secondary school, who knows anything about courtism? So they go to secondary school.
You wouldn't have them at primary school level.
Yes, now.
Yesterday
was Teachers
Day.
My uncle, who is my father too, was a teacher. And I don't remember how we were raised. So the point here is that I think we need to go back as family to see how can we help government to put up the value again back to the children.
Is society paying a price for being careless about values?
We are paying
about our responsibility
we are right
to
now.
each other and all of that.
We are paying. For example, a young girl who is in the university and the parents are poor, and you come home, you are the one giving your parents money.
And they don't ask questions.
And they don't ask questions. Or a young boy who is in university, 100 level or 200 level, comes home with SUV, and you know how much you are. So, and
very clearly there's a failure on the part of the family and society.
So it's not about government here, it's about the family.
Yes, indeed. Thankfully, the Lagos CP, Edgar Limoimi, had promised that the assailants or the killers of Hector Jobate will not go unpunished, that they will not go free without, you know, just going into thin air. They've been arrested, about 6 suspects so far. Of course, one is still at large. But explain to us, you know, when you read about what exactly happened, how he was trailed from the airport after going to drop his brother, you know, and this armed robbers who didn't take anything. So you can't even call them armed robbers. They didn't take anything in his house. They accosted a neighbor of his, and that neighbor had no choice than, of course, to direct them to Jobate's apartment, where, you know, they killed him and made away with his phone. Of course, in the process of trying to sell the phone was when, you know, one of them was caught and all of that. Was this really premeditated murder that we have on our hands? And
because
what could have been the underlying
point
factors?
here is that this guy was a celebrity.
Yes.
And I suspect that he has been known as a celebrity, thinking that he still has that money.
5 million.
5 million, you understand? And maybe he has no. And that's why there's a program I did on radio some time ago about celebrity. Those of us who are on air personality and other stuff, how do we know how is our security? This guy was trailed. Is it because of his car? This is not night, this is normal day. Most time, a lot of us that drive, we have been trailed, but we don't know. And that's bring a whole lot of question to me, that is, as a driver, either your own car, somebody is driving you, or whatever it is, do you know who is following you? At what point do you do the tour if you notice that somebody is following you? But again, I tell people, the most dangerous thing to do is to drive. Do you know why? Because when you are inside that vehicle, there's no wall around you. It's just only you. The next is the next vehicle in your front. So when you're inside the vehicle, you need to be careful. Who is following you? I tell people, forget your worries and your problem when inside that vehicle.
And concentrate.
I don't have to make people paranoid right now, but to concentrate. You are owing your landlord or you are owing your church school fees. The moment you enter the road, please forget about whatever you are thinking and concentrate. The point here is that hundreds and thousands of people out there are hungry and are looking for what to eat, and God forbid. So the truth of the matter is that as we drive, I'm telling you that Hector's situation is known, and or it could be a target that just random target. I remember telling people that kidnapping, for example, it's not that this guy is rich. They could just go out there and see you dress well, look at the car you are driving, and say let's trail you. But you can avoid that if you are vigilant while you are driving. So Nigerians, we really need a lot to. We've spoken about the family. We are talking about how we can protect ourselves too. Then the government. The truth about the government here is that for personal security that we're discussing this morning, government has little to do about your personal security. Your personal security. What government is to do is to put and get more police on the road.
Let me throw this in. Yeah. The United States is having gun control challenges right now.
They should have it.
Do you think, by any stretch of the imagination, that if Hector, or anyone for that matter, had a gun, he would have been alive today?
Don't go there.
Okay.
You know, don't go there. Don't go there, because he should have been alive, definitely. Because they know too that when a robber or a criminal is coming to you, you know you are no harm. You know that nothing happened to you. But again, how many Nigerians know that we can have some things to protect ourselves, like stun gun, like pepper spray? In South Africa, in other climes, women go in their bag, they have a pepper spray. Yeah. So when somebody is trying to attack you, all you need to do is to spray and you move. You see, Nigerians need to start learning that we are in bad times.
To be security conscious.
We need to be security conscious.
All right, Richard. Now, something played out in my head. You know, the report, you know, that was played in the earlier, where the police officer, that's the Commissioner of Police in Lagos, Edgar Imohimi, announced that they arrested the man who pulled the gun,
the trigger.
all right? And then we listened to him, and then he said, I'm not the one. He mentioned a certain, you know, KK.
Yeah.
What does that, you know, say to you?
It's always like that. Like God said after they will not.
You think it's a case of trying to, you know, wriggle out of the situation?
Of course, of course.
Or
you see,
because there have been cases, there have been instant. I mean, talks about being coerced to.
No. Let me tell you, okay, one thing: criminals are cowards. They never own up. They not take responsibility. They don't, and that's why I tell people, when you see a criminal and you are covering up for that criminal, or if you are partaking in that crime, it's going to mention you if you don't expose that person. I'm telling you, I tell Nigerians, no criminal that you arrest today that will not mention his colleagues. It's not. That's just it. So what I'm saying here is that what that guy says, it's not because yes, police will always wanting to. That's one thing again. We've been advising Nigerian police, when you have this kind of issue, do your job very well. Then when you are finished, then come to the media and tell us. But again, because of...
do you fault this parading of this?
Yes. You see, when you parade suspect like this, yeah, you have to fault it. Because this guy is the person you're going to use to get more information. And you've exposed him right now. So what we're saying is that police need to learn when to come to the media and when to keep it to themselves. Again, like I said, I'm not taking it from this present commissioner of police. They're doing a great job, but because they want to be seen doing something, so they want to also know that they're doing well.
Well, we'll have to leave it there. The question we asked earlier was, what is a Nigerian life worth? We're reminded of a young lady who was killed and dismembered. Her body parts were sold for 10,000 naira, while her phone was sold for 20,000 naira. That, should give you something to really think about. Richard Amoah, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know how troubling it is. I can already read it on your face.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Stay with us. There's more on TVC Breakfast.